Are you ready for some hockey tonight? The Nashville Predators and the Dallas Stars come your way from Bridgestone Arena. Pete Weber along with Terry Crisp taking down the carpeting from the national anthem being sung, and Terry Crisp will take a look at our Toyota starting goaltenders.
For the visiting Dallas Stars, Kerry Lettinen gets the call, 11-6-5 record. He is a 5-5-0 all-time versus Nashville. And the home team coming right back with the gentleman who won the other night up in the Big Apple against the New York Rangers. Carter Hutton gets the call again. Stopped 28 of 29 shots versus the Rangers.
And the referee getting set to drop the puck, Brad Watson. He's joined by Brian Bachmara with the orange armband. Brad Lazarowicz and Brian Murphy will have the play along the lines here this evening. And the Stars will begin with Cody Aiken's line, Eric Cole on the left side of that. And we are underway, the Predators with that wagon line out there, as we are underway here at Bridgestone. Rostad plays the puck over on the right wing side. Flip down low there and right in front as Hendricks couldn't get a shot away. They tied up the Stars' defense for just a moment before Eric Cole slid the puck over for Dillon. Reds and Dallas Stars, first of 5 meetings of the season for these two teams. Bloom flips the puck back to center ice. Goligoski has it there for Dallas. Flip back to the Dallas line. Almost underneath the stick there of defenseman Jamie Oleksiak. Fading back in the Nashville zone. Bartley puts it up on the wall. Got around Tyler Seguin, and now here come the Predators, and they're offside, entering the Dallas zone. Let's get to Terry's 4 keys for tonight.
The number 1 key for the Nashville Predators is the power play, Pete. When they score 1+ goals on the power play, they're 11-0-1. So that's what you have to have producing. The second one, speed. Speed, set the tempo, both attacking through the neutral zone on the forecheck, and the other part of that speed is, Pete, move the puck with speed. Don't hang on to it. A man's open ahead of you, give it to him. Let him go with the puck. Don't hold him up.
As the puck dug out from behind the Dallas net. Aaron Rome back in the lineup for Dallas here this evening. And it slid across ice by Valeri Nikushkin. Button up the boards. Strange bounce out. It was intended there for Eric Nystrom, but bounced away from him. Jordy Ben gets the puck back and comes out left side. Tipped in low by Antoine Roussel, who's had a big season here for Dallas. Pursued by Legwand, goes behind the net with it. Legwand, Hornqvist. Hornqvist just got mugged, lost his stick, and the puck back out at center. As Hornqvist picks up, this is Nick Spaulding on the right board. Toward the net it goes, and it's stuck away and out of play as it turns out. This injury report is brought to you by Vanderbilt Sports Medicine. 2 regular defensemen on IR now for Dallas. Stefan Robidoux, the broken leg. Trevor Daley, Colton Safior, Kevin Connaughton, and Vernon Fiddler, the ex-Predator, not in uniform tonight for the Predators. Injured reserve Pecorino and Philip Forsberg. Craig Smith and Matthias Ekholm are not in the lineup tonight. Now Matt Cullen's line is out. He's between Gabriel Bourque and Colin Wilson. Back on D, Brian Ellis, along with Seth Jones. Flip down behind the Dallas net. Brendan Dillon on the board for Goligoski, and tipped, at least slowed down there by Cullen. Here come the Stars 2-on-1, and a nice play coming back to break up the pass. Goligoski off to his right side, and that one fired wide of the net. There's another try by Goligoski. Hutton tried to fall on it. Puck popped up in the air. Whitney keeps it in play for Dallas. Cycling. Looking now for Peverley. Peverley tries to put it down in front. He does that. Colin Wilson tipped out of there by Matt Cullen. This Dallas line has really put the pressure on the Predators here in the early going. 3 minutes into the period. One shot on goal apiece as Gaustad gives the puck back for Bartley. Here's Hendricks along with Clune. Clune, the man in deep. Comes around right side. Spinning Bartley with the puck. Got it around Chason off the back of the net. Held in there by the Predators' Kevin Klein. Aaron Rome goes over after it. And the puck comes out on Kevin Klein. Delayed offside. Predators tag back up. Hendricks gave a pretty fair shot there to Eric Cole. Just a glancing shot as it turns off. Looking up ice, instead over to the trailing D-man. That's the older Ben, and his shot is held on to by Hutton. Let's take a look now at the Predators' forward units here tonight, Troy.
All right, Nystrom on the left, Fisher and Stahlberg, Spaulding, Legwand, Hornqvist, Colin Wilson, Cullen, and Bourque, and Clune, Gaustad, and Hendricks, as they dubbed them the wagon line, is what Coach Trotz is going with this evening.
After the way they performed in New York, you got to go back, and there is Jamie Benn with the shot that was blocked. Ex-Dallas Star on the ice now for Nashville. Nystrom, and they say that puck came out across the line. Right away, the whistle shooting there by linesman Brian Murphy.
Head coach Barry Trotz conferring with assistant coach Lane Lambert. All-time versus Dallas, 23-30-2. But at the Bridgestone, fared a little better, 15-12-1 here at home.
There have been some long nights over the 15 seasons for the Predators in Dallas.
Yeah, you're right. I was just thinking the same
American
thing
Airlines
going
Saturday.
back. We didn't have a whole lot of good fortunes in those buildings, did we?
No. Predators working the puck out to the blue line. Weber looking for an opening, and that deflected off Nystrom. Fisher, the keep-in. Seguin comes back with the puck. A former Boston Bruin draft pick. Tyler Seguin. Gunned in by Jordy Benn. Shea Weber off the boards. And now Stahlberg's pass cross ice taken by Bourque. Bourque dropped it back. A shot and a rebound left by Lettman on that shot taken by Roman Josi. Back in the Nashville zone. Ellis across center. Bourque chips in behind Goligoski. Lettman came almost to the no-goalie zone. And the puck sliding back to Nashville territory. Garbutt there to put the pressure on Colin Wilson. And here's the hybrid icing interpretation against the Predators. 5:17 gone.
One of the keys was speed tonight. Speed both skating and passing. Watch Ellis. Gets the puck, makes the turn. He doesn't hang on to it. The man's ahead of him. The perfect moving the puck up to Bourque. Away they go. That was one of our keys was speed. Not only with your feet, but moving the puck, head manning the puck. And a perfect example. Ellis turned, saw Bourque heading down ice ahead of him, gave it to him. Away went Bourque.
Brendan Dillon to Goligoski, calmly blocked it away by Carter Hutton. Beverly tries to dig it out against Matt Cullen. Cycled back for Whitney toward the front of the net, deflected away wide. Whitney comes way over after it. It's held in by Beverly. Beverly with a try, blocked in front by Ellis. And the Predators break out. Jones for Bourque. Bourque put by Dillon against the board. The puck slides down. Goligoski takes it. Predators trying to get a quick change. Circling back is Goligoski. Now he looks over to his right instead of passing the forward. Legwand collided with Chason, and Hutton will play it, giving it right away to Kevin Klein. Klein comes out, watched by Eric Cole. Pass tipped in off Hornqvist. Predators keep it in. Legwand tips to Hornqvist. Hornqvist down the right wing, run into by Jamie Oleksiak. Picked back up by Spaulding. And Cole is able to pass it over to his right. Chason. Cole coming on. That shot hit off the pipe. Eric Cole came in tight on the left side and hit it right off the goal post. Puck shot in, forcing Lettman to make a stop. Legwand now from Hornqvist. Legwand's pass tipped coming off the bench. The shot by Nystrom is tipped wide to the corner. So the Predators escaped one as that shot had hit the post. Cody Eakin coming into the Predators' defense. And that one comes deep into the Dallas zone. Up the wall and through center ice. Icing waved off as Josi comes back to pick up ahead of Seguin. Jamie Benn pulled it away from Shea Weber. Right in front, and Gonchar couldn't get the shot away. Gonchar had him dead to rights down the slot. Here now for Fisher. Chopped away by Seguin. Jamie Benn with the pass. Nichushkin leaving. Turning and shooting. That puck deflected wide off the stick of Jordy Benn. Ståhlberg and Fisher able to combine to get the puck out, flip it in the zone, and the Predators go off for a line change. Sergei Gonchar to the referee's crease. The Nashville line, Garbett. This is Dustin Jeffrey. And rolled over to the right side. The defenseman coming down the wall, Dylan. Roussel could not keep it in the zone, and it's passed out to center. Goligoski then brushed Hendricks off the puck. Goligoski slowed down by Matt Hendricks. Dylan, Garbett chips it in from outside the line. Seth Jones, who spent part of his development time in Dallas, giving the puck behind the net for Ellis. Legwand turns with it. Enters and drops for Hornqvist. Hornqvist's shot broken up en route to the net. Hornqvist digs after it. Got some help from Spaulding, who picks it up. Spaulding turns in the corner, trying to stay away from Aaron Rome. Now Peverley with the pass. The Stars bottled up in their zone. Whitney throws one just out across the line. And let's see the whistle here with 9:04 gone in the first period. Predators and the Stars 0-0 thanks to Eric Cole hitting that post.
Well, now it's time for tonight's Hunt Brothers Pizza Save of the Week. Right now, purchase a twice daily Super Tuesday package for this next Tuesday's game against Chicago. You get either 2 upper bowl tickets for $55 or 2 lower bowl tickets for $105. Plus, get 2 hot dog and drink vouchers. To get in this great deal, call 615-770-7800 or go to NashvillePredators.com/Save of the Week.
Off the face-off, a shot by Josi in the glove of Kari Lehtinen. Didn't want to leave a rebound there.
Lindy Ruff. Somebody said today it's sort of a little strange seeing Lindy behind any bench but the Buffalo Sabres bench.
Is it ever?
It's been the last 15 seasons. Lindy Ruff and Barry Trotz synonymous with longevity with the same hockey club for a lot of years, Pete. Running nip and tuck. Lindy had been there a little bit ahead of Barry with his hockey club, but not a lot.
Well, named at the same time, but Barry Trotz spent a year scouting, preparing for the expansion draft, as Lindy Ruff took over Buffalo in the summer of 1997. Puck up the boards. Back to the corner. Turning inside, Cullen. Right in front, he went for Colin Wilson, and it was poked back away from him. Cullen takes out from behind the net, tried to put it down in front for Wilson, who couldn't jam it home. Up the boards, taken away from Bork. Out to center ice. Eakins looking across, and that shot into the crest, on the chest of Carter Hutton.
And just before that, Pete, combining Cullen and Wilson on the attack, trying to move the puck, trying to catch Lehtinen, not looking. Down deep in the corner, you've got Cullen doing some maneuvering, and Wilson gets himself wide open in the slot, except that a nice defensive play by Cody Eakin. And Cody Eakin, I got to give you credit, you had your head on a swivel.
Yeah.
Didn't mean for you to do that, Cody. We're saying about our team, but still a nice defensive play because Colin Wilson was smart enough to get to that slot area.
Gotta try that puck out of the low circle. Here's Gonchar for Jordy Benn. His shot tipped wide of the net. Rebound taken off the end wall by Josi. In ahead of Stallberg. Stallberg and Jordy Benn shoulder to shoulder. Weber entered the zone late, but the pass not coming out high. Taken by Eric Nystrom. Gonchar then puts it on the wall. Stallberg intercepts. Stallberg threw it wide in front of the net. Weber with the try. That one staggered the goaltender Lettinen, and the puck was free for a tantalizing moment there. 10:27 gone in the first. Predators and Dallas Stars are still 0-0 in Nashville.
Preds bench with Kevin Klein. Kevin, lots of time in the offensive zone. Is this the kind of start you were hoping to have tonight?
Definitely. The guys are doing a great job getting it deep. We're using our cycle game, moving out to the points when we can, and the guys are doing a great job of battling, winning on one-on-one battles down low and getting it to the net.
For the first 10 minutes, really holding you to 5 shots. What's Dallas doing so well to kind of limit your opportunity?
Right now, they're just keeping us to the outside. They're blocking some shots, which is, we just need to get those through, create some chaos, and then ultimately lead to goals. So right now, we just need to really take it to the net, get it through, and just keep going.
Thanks for this, Kevin.
Thanks, Stu.
Okay, you heard it there, guys. Lots of chips, lots of checks, not just a lot of chances so far. Back to you, Pete and Terry.
All right, Stu, from the bench. Chips and checks and all manner of things.
Now there's a coach speaking. Kevin Klein's going to make a good coach when he's done playing.
Quick run in front and a nice backhanded pass there, and Bourque couldn't get it on net. A Dallas stick came out to block it.
But I'd like to make a brilliant statement and say where that puck went. I have no idea. Bourque was wide open.
Yeah.
Puck thrown right to him. And I don't know if it jumped over his stick or he just fanned on it. Because Bourque was wide open on that play.
Was he ever?
Good scoring chance.
Lovely pass. To center ice. Intercepted there. Seth Jones flips it back in. Predators go for a change. 8:46 remaining in the period. 0-0 at Bridgestone Arena. First of 5 meetings this season with the Dallas Stars. Goligoski's long pass. In ahead of Whitney. Icing on Dallas. Let's take a look at that play yet again, Terry.
And again, Cullen doing some nice passing down low. Wilson throws it down. Cullen gets it. Watch Bourque step into the middle. He has it. Goes to shoot it. In the meantime, on the way to the Coliseum, something happened. Well, it slid right off his stick before he realized, Pete, it wasn't on there anymore. But that's twice now Cullen has found them in the slot. First, Wilson on a good defensive play by Eakin, and that time to Bourque.
Shot wide of the net, still gloved down by Carter Hutton.
So Carter Hutton ended up in New York in a Big Apple, Pete. Stopping Auburn, one coming his way. I think you mentioned that was his first start in 14 games.
Yes.
Not a bad showing, was it?
No, it was not.
Man. Would you say he was well rested?
Well rested, but it also talks to the work he had done in the intro to make sure he was
Does
ready.
it not, though? Tells you the strong mental aspect of the game from goaltenders. When they can come in after 14 games not playing and play the way he played. That's a professional.
Yep. Play broken up inside the Dallas line. This is Jamie Benn, number 1 line on for the Stars. Seguin put it right out in front, and a backhanded try there by Nichushkin just fluttered over Carter Hutton. Nystrom tries to maintain control as the loose puck picked up by Nichushkin. Big young Russian winger. His rookie season, his shot deflected out of play. So how about the guys that have combined, Terry, for points on the road so far this year?
There they are. Jamie Benn, Seguin, Malkin and Crosby lead the parade. Kane and Duncan Keith, by the way, for Chicago with 39 points and Pittsburgh boys 40. But Benn 19 and Seguin 18, 37 points for most points on the road with a combined duel off of each hockey puck.
Curious that in that list, the Chicago's were a forward and a defenseman.
Yes.
With all the firepower Chicago has up front.
That is a good point.
Aiken coming in, trying to get a shot away, could not. Laid down by Dillon. Veteran Eric Cole. As the Preds defense ran into the referee down low. Given over now, Dillon's shot goes off the left side of Carter Hutton. Lofted through center. Goligoski knocked it down. played it out of the Dallas zone. Chason goes back to the Dallas D. Here's the veteran Ray Whitney pumping it into the Nashville end. Dallas tips, and over it comes Patrick Hornqvist. He throws it in on net. Stick save and a rebound given up, but covered by Jordy Ben. And that one deflecting off a skate. Going over to pick up. It's Spaulding off the skate of Legwand. Back for Hornqvist. He gives to Legwand, and his shot goes off the left pad of Lettman sliding across.
Very nice puck movement by Nashville. Good forechecking by Spaulding, Pete, to keep the puck in, and then Legwand finished it off with a good one-timer. But as you mentioned, Lettman with a nice pad save. Oops, here we go.
First penalty of the night is going to be called here. Boarding will be the call at 13:41.
Nashville, number 4, 2 minutes for boarding.
So Ryan Ellis going into the boards gives a shot to, okay, I guess Ray Whitney. And I guess anything close to the boards, they're going to call. So penalty with Ryan Ellis. And Trotzy sort of said, pretty touch and go on that.
Yeah.
Very touch and go on it.
Well, the Dallas power play, 30th in the league. But can the Predators take any solace in that? Well, if they kill it, they can. And they'll drop the puck yet again. Curious to see how Dallas lines up for this power play. They have Seguin and Goligoski at the points. The teen line across the front. Whitney is a long way out of his teens. Jamie Benn in the middle and Alex Chason on the right. Seguin tipped right on, and Hutton trying to smother it.
Wow, Jamie Benn, you tell me he wasn't watching that puck coming in off the point, following with the stick. Right high in the slot, Jamie Benn, and the shot just comes 91. You got to know what? 91 made a heck of a play, Pete. Seguin realized exactly where Jamie Benn was, eased up on that, threw it right on the ice. A la Paul Kariya, Scotty Hartnell. Remember that combo used to pull that one all the time?
And Scotty Hartnell will never forget it. That got him a lot of money.
Every time he goes to the bank, he said, "Thank you, Paul."
Yes. I think he carries one of his hockey cards in his wallet.
Nothing wrong with that, Petey.
No.
Show a little appreciation.
That's right. Goligoski drops for Jamie Benn. Flipped over on the right wing. Carried in by Chason. They'll get back to Goligoski. Rostad on with Hendricks, his penalty killing forward. Chason is right in front. Trying to get it right into that blue paint. And Hutton falls on top of it.
So, jamming the net, Pete. You called it. Alex Chason down right and tight. And never a bad play, as we say. If you have nothing else, just throw it towards the net. Now, Mr. Shea Weber removing the bodies in front, saying, I don't think you're going to stand here too much longer, Mr. Chason. Very unceremoniously, or is it ceremoniously?
There should have been a ceremony there. That's
okay, yeah. A meet and greet.
As the puck thrown down behind the Dallas net. Sergei Gonchar. And a forward playing another point position, Cody Aiken. Orkoff is on, and the puck stolen away. Killing some time, Spaulding. 50 seconds remaining. Then Fisher tips the puck away. Here's Sean Orkoff. Orkoff holds up, passes left. Flipped in by ex-Predator again, Rich Beverly. Eric Cole pushed down Predators' Victor Bartley. Here's Beverly. His shot, that deflecting off Klein. Didn't see where it had gone. And the puck comes away for a backhanded try by Eakin. And then chopped away by Klein. Gonchar keeps it in on the line. There was an appeal process there. Matt Hendricks tried to make. Stars keeping it in, and that shot goes wide. Taken in the low slot area by Cole. Flipped over, turning now is Cole. Time out on the power play. 4 shots on net for Dallas as the Predators manage to escape. Here's Ellis now. Ellis was the man who served the penalty. Ellis takes the headman pass and throws it low in the Dallas zone. 4 minutes remain in the first period. As the puck tipped away by Legwand from Goligoski. Legwand tried to put it down in front for Spaulding. Comes back to Josi. Josi around Nikushkin, tipped up out of play. 16-13 has been played in the first period. Stars getting some chances, 4 in all on that power play. Still 0-0. And here you have a look, Terry, at something you've been waiting for.
The Phantom Cam, Pete, and I've been waiting all along. Listen, the slow-mo is 300 frames per second on the slow-mo. This is 1,800 frames per second catching the action for you. Now that's slowing it down, Pete, and letting you see every little thing. How about they said in baseball when they use that Phantom one, it shows the ball hitting the bat, the ball actually compresses.
Right. Well, you hope so. Most hitters hope it does that. They don't like it going the other way and compressing the wood.
Unbelievable. Phantom Cam. We'll see if we can get a couple shots tonight before the night's over.
Yeah. Jamie Benn, a battle along the wall there as the puck is taken back up ice now. Patrick Hornqvist. Deflects off the skate. Goligoski quickly for Seguin, who keeps it in deep. Rolled it behind the Nashville net. Hutton's pass around Shea Weber, taken by Hornqvist. And the linesman had to jump the heck out of the way. Ryan Murphy was right in the line of fire there.
Hey, the Predators and the San Jose Sharks square off this Saturday night at Bridgestone Arena. It's a McDonald's family 4-pack night. Receive 4 gold hats and 4 free Happy Meals from McDonald's with every pack purchase. Tickets start only $33. Puck drops at 7 p.m. in Tucket. Tickets are available at NashvillePredators.com or by calling 615-770-7800.
All right. Stars breaking into the zone. That shot. Hutton very calm as Antoine Roussel broke in. And Hutton simply held his ground and made the stop.
And Antoine Roussel, Pete, just showing a lot of speed, coming down off that right side. And I'm not sure how he got so wide open, 7 goals, 6 assists, so you don't want him breaking loose on you. But showing some good speed coming down off that side, getting, as you mentioned, Carter Hutton just staying right there saying, okay, if I stay in this angle, odds are I can be okay. And he was.
And Roussel adds that little truculence to the game as well.
You're right.
Pass picked off Colin Wilson. Moving to his left, shooting as deflected wide.
Yeah, he needs his team in PIMS. Penalties, 86 minutes.
Not bad for 30-some games.
No kidding.
Chase back down the Nashville zone. Stars go for a change. Lincoln's line is on now with Cole and Chiasson. Shot goes wide of the net. Rebound just bounced off the stick of Eric Nystrom. Cole is able to clear. Chiasson comes on. Drop back for Gonchar. Off the pad it goes of Carter Hutton. Held in by Jordy Benn. Deflected wide. Chiasson. His possession of the puck interrupted somewhat by Shea Weber. Backhand try by Cole to score. Eric Cole came out to the right side of Carter Hutton and backhanded it away upstairs. The first goal of the game at 18:07 of the opening period. So Eric Cole gets his 5th of the year.
And those are ones, Pete, that you really, really say, okay, where'd he come from? Down behind the net doing some good work. Down low was number 12. He did all the grunt work for you, Alex Chiasson. He just gave it off to big number 72 on that one, Pete Cole. And he just simply walks around, and Hutton's down on his knees, and Cole just simply a backhand. I mean, up and over the shoulder, under the crossbar. Now that's a shot.
Yes,
it is. How you slice it. That is one shot that Cole just pulled off there.
Carter Hutton would like to slice it.
Yes, he would.
Tipped into the zone by Whitney. On the wall, Whitney trying to make the play. Sort of fungoed out of there by Hornqvist. In causing Lettinen at the last instant to come down and make a stop on it. Kevin Klein down the wall. Whitney tries to take advantage. He backhands at the center. Pass blocked. Who's going to play it? It's going to be left for Carter Hutton. So let's take a look at that backhander again by Eric Cole.
And watch him come out, Pete. He comes out looking, has all kinds of time. I mean, nobody pushes him, nobody rushes him. I mean, he could have taken the pictures where he wanted to put it and then put it. But he realized that Carter Hutton had gone down early on his knees and left open the whole short side over the shoulder. That's exactly where Cole put it. And going in the penalty box,
Longtime Edmonton Oilers. Sean Horkoff for high sticking. Predators get their first opportunity on the power play, trailing 1-0. So it's Hornqvist, Fisher, Legwand across the front. As the puck goes out of play, is it going to be a two-man advantage? It does appear so. Clearing the puck from the other end. Delay of game coming up here at 18:52. As they conference, there's really no way out of this one, I don't think. We've not heard an official's call yet. Now we will.
Dallas penalty, number 4, delay of game.
well, they call it Pete, delay of game number 4. Brendan Dillon. Now, one of our keys, Preds power play.
And what a chance here. A minute 53 of 5-on-3. Puck comes back to Shea Weber. Legwand on that right side, looking back door perhaps. And now the shot is scored by Hornqvist. Hornqvist was poised, ready to release. They've tied it up, and they still have a minute 42 of power play time to go.
Well, thank you, Mr. Hornqvist and Mr. Legwand, for making Pete and I look like geniuses. We set the power play, and on that one, David Legwand waiting, and then he sees the lane wide open. Perfect pass to Hornqvist, who just sort of sidles back, gets away from traffic, and the minute that puck's on his stick, he releases it immediately, Pete. And that was, remember we said speed was also one of our keys? Yeah. Well, the speed in releasing, the speed in moving the puck,
yeah,
the speed in getting open.
Now a 5-on-4 for Nashville. 45 seconds to go in the first. It's a 1-1 game. So Legwand and Weber with the assists on Hornqvist's goal. Here's Josi with a blast. Legwand scores! Legwand got the rebound. And the Predators tally on both power play opportunities and have a 2-1 lead.
Well, Mr. Legwand, thank you once again. We just thank you for the pass to Hornqvist. Now your teammates will thank you for getting that second power play goal. On this one, the shot hits a skate in front, bounces right over to David Legwand, who was all alone off to the left of the goaltender. So Josi shoots it, hits a Dallas player skate, and David Legwand has the hole open net and puts it in off the far post. So that'll be Legwand from Josi.
And Weber.
And whoever gave it to Josi. Weber, thank you.
Yep. So Hornqvist and Legwand each tally power play goals as the Predators down 1-0. Look like they will exit the ice with a lead here in the first period. Jamie Benn trying to get free back to the net. Shea Weber doesn't want to allow that. Benn's pass, tipped, taken out by Stolberg. 4 seconds to go. Poke checked as he entered the zone into an offside. And you better stop the clock at some point, folks. Stop the clock when you hear the darn whistle. So, 2 of 2 on the power play. The Predators, it took all of 2 shots. And there you see the phantom cam on the latter portion of the Legwand goal. So 2 goals in 28 seconds. Actually 27.3. And the period comes to its conclusion. The Predators with a couple of power play goals, have a 2-1 lead after one, though they have been outshot 13-11 in this first period. 2-1 Nashville after 20 minutes. The Stars struck first. The Predators came back twice on the power play.
Closing in on the second period at Bridgestone Arena. Predators leading Dallas 2-1. Let's go downstairs where Stu Grimson is with Coach Trotz.
Thanks, Mark. Outside the Preds locker room after a single period of hockey with Coach Trotz. Coach, my colleagues upstairs have been preaching the importance of the power play. 2 goals on the power play within 28 seconds. Fair to say it could not have come at a better time?
Well, it really was. It couldn't have come at a better time. I mean, you know, you want to get in you finish the first period being even or up, and they responded really well. We've been working a lot with it. You know, we were prepared for a 5-on-3, which we've been talked about, and we knew the importance. You know, you look when we score a power play goal, our record's vastly different than when we don't. So we got to get goals anyway, and we can right now, and the power play is a huge factor for us, and it's been dry here for about 6 or 7 games.
Thanks for this, Coach. Good luck in the second.
All right, take care.
That's Coach Trotz after a single period of hockey. Pete and Terry, back up to you.
All right, Stu, and underway with the second. Paul Gaustad wins the draw. He's now 8 of 9 on faceoffs tonight here at Bridgestone Arena. And Terry, as you probably realize, that's a pretty good percentage.
I was just going to say, Pete, if it's not, it's a very good average.
Trying to stuff it home is Gaustad, and the puck taken away by Eakin.
8 for 9 on the face-off.
Yeah.
Man, that's controlling it, Pete, I got to tell you.
Is it ever?
One thing you do know when you're out there with Gaustad, he's taking the face-off, most times you're not chasing the puck. You've got possession of it.
Yeah.
And how many times you heard announcers and coaches say, well, face-offs, that means possession, means you have it. You're not chasing out, wearing yourself down. Well, with Mr. Gaustad on your side, you do a lot of that.
Well, why did you have a job for so long in the NHL as a player? Because of face-offs.
Face-offs, penalty kill.
Yeah.
Plus, I was good looking.
But the coaches didn't care about that then,
Oh, they
Terry.
didn't?
No.
Oh, my doggone it.
Yeah, that was just an added thing. Added value you were.
Yes.
Puck taken in, left wing side. Off the end board. Put back up the wall. And the shot there was taken by Aaron Roman, broken up in front. Thought it was going to go into the Dallas bench there, but was knocked down off that panel. And now on the right wing side, here is Stallberg. Stallberg, the shot, it goes wide. Nystrom digging after it. Nikushkin tried to play it out. And it comes back for Oleksiak. And now Rome for Jamie Benn. The Seguin gathering steam, skating on it off the blocker. So that's the sort of season that Tyler Seguin has had. We're going to have a penalty here at 1:21.
And I think
Roughing was the indication.
Roman Yossi's going off on a one-on-one with
Nashville.
Seguin.
59, roughly.
Yeah, roughing it
Seguin
is.
comes down one-on-one. And Seguin going around, Pete. Does a smart job. By the way, a good shot by Seguin.
Oh.
He snapped that thing. And he gets up skating and went to skate around Roman Josi. Josi put the stick up high on him. And I give Seguin full marks for reaching up, holding his mouth. And the referee said, yeah, I guess you're right.
So power play for the Stars. Nothing of the previous one with 4 shots on net. Blocked right back at Gonchar by Klein. Horkoff pressures Klein. Predators peeling back. And Hendricks making sure somebody is about ready to guard the front of the net. Hendricks scrambles over after the puck ahead of Sean Horkoff. Aiken plays it back. Here's Peverly for Gonchar, the one-timer, and Hutton came over to meet it and stop it.
So Carter Hutton right on that one, Pete, on the power play. The Dallas Stars moving it around. And Gonchar, Pete, and he's got a pretty good cannon. He can fire that thing off, and he wasn't waiting. He set up for the one-timer immediately. And Carter Hutton, following that puck from right to left, was dead on the money. And I'm surprised that Kevin Klein didn't scream a little bit coming across in front of that Gonchar shot.
He's blocked a few most recently, has he not? That's what had him sidelined. So Goligoski for Whitney. And Chason, who set up the goal in the first period for Dallas. Jamie Benn a try. That deflected wide as he cut in through that right circle. Comes back for Whitney. Challenged right away. Now Whitney moves it back out of the shooting lane there, and Sagan's try deflected off Predators' Mike Fisher. Played out of the zone from down low by Shea Weber. We have 47 seconds remaining on the penalty. Sagan coming on, but almost gave the puck straight away to Spaulding. Picked off alertly by Chason. Ray Whitney on the right half board. Jamie Benn for Whitney, has to chase it down behind the net. Goligoski out almost straight away. That shot did not get through, and the rebound of it is cleared down ice by Spaulding.
You're talking about Ray Whitney, number 13 on the wing. 41 years old, 21st year in the NHL. 21 years. Way to go, Ray Whitney.
21 years under player contract, Terry. He spent some time as a stick boy in the Edmonton Oilers bench.
That's right, too. They weren't paying him that kind of money, though, were they?
No. Okay. Here's Nikushkin. So those are some pretty good Oilers teams. Penalty is over. The shot goes wide of the net. One shot on net for Dallas during that power play. So the Predators get Josi back out of the box. Stars enter the zone now. Eric Cole had to reach for the pass. Hornqvist converged on him. Seth Jones, he heard the hey, heads up. Seth Jones got his head up at just the right moment. Nikushkin, checked by Bartlett. Patrick Hornqvist on his off wing, chips it out. Over Cullen. Gonchar now on the right side, Dallas zone. Predators lead it 2-1. Over 4 minutes played here in the second period. Puck comes out across the line. Bounced a little bit there on Brendan Dillon. Chasing down the puck. Trying to put it right back out in front, but it slipped away from Jeffrey and chopped into the zone by Hornqvist just around Goligoski. Garby got to center red, dumps it in. And we're seeing the physical play pick up here, Terry.
Both these clubs now, Pete. Dallas decided, hey, they got to get back in. They got to go to the body. The reason they're doing that, Pete, is because Nashville is doing some pretty good skating on them. How do you slow down speed? Skating? Takes the body.
Yep. Collision there between Fisher and Dillon. Goligoski falls down. His backhand stopped, and then they try there by Eric Nystrom, deflected up and out of play.
The Nashville Predators and the U.S. Marine Corps Toys for Tots Foundation will be collecting new unwrapped toys this Saturday at Bridgestone Arena before the game. Please bring in new unwrapped toys so that children from all across Middle Tennessee will experience the joy of the holidays firsthand.
I went out shopping for some last night and got, well, maybe I shouldn't break the surprise. But I got some little racing cars and a track. They work great on the road in the hotel room.
I wonder what movie you got that from.
I think it was Othello. As the puck is turned over, and now here is Hornqvist, and he's knocked flat by Aaron Rome. Nikushkin accelerating in against Shea Weber. A couple big men colliding there. Josi for Weber, and backhanded by Legwand. Fading back inside the zone. From the center circle, Gonchar winds his way in. Gonchar's pass Sagan, and that one was blocked. He threw it right in front, and a backhanded try from the offside is handled by Hutton. Gonchar came out from behind the net and got that puck as they tried to complete that chance for the Dallas Stars.
So on the move, Hornqvist, Pete, gets met. Now watching this hit here. Boom, up comes the fist. Jack says, okay, it's as far as you go right now. So big Aaron Rome beating Hornqvist on that one, Pete. You wonder where the fine line is between that one and the penalty that Rome and Josi took.
I guess it is a very fine line.
I often wonder those as to what referees, how each one interprets it.
And when you have two referees, you're going to get a difference.
Yep.
Up and down the ice.
That's true.
Bourque Plays it softly through center from out of the Nashville zone.
What do you tell me all the time, Pete? One man's junk is another man's treasure or something like that, you tell me?
I believe I did tell you that,
Yeah.
yes.
I think we do. You've been watching too much TV.
Fancy that. Gonchar throws it in. I think I was watching American Pickers.
That's what you were watching, Pete. I knew you'd get it.
Victor Bartley working it to center. Here's Cullen. Down the left side, Bork. Bork with the shot around some traffic. Cullen with the rebound. And now Seth Jones goes down low, and the shot goes up high, and then ricochets out of play. 6 minutes and 43 seconds played in period 2. It is 2-1 Nashville. So, Terry, 2 power play goals tonight for the Predators, and you know how well that has been for the Predators as an omen from what they have done this year. The 5 games they have scored 2 power play goals.
And that's their first power play goal, Pete, since the last 6 games. The last 9 games, they'd only had 1 in that one, Pete. So, obviously, the power play starting to produce for Nashville is a big plus, no matter how you slice it.
And the 5-on-3, last season the Predators had difficulty there. They've had 3 5-on-3 power play goals scored this year. Pete Weber, Terry Crisp from Bridgestone Arena. David Legwand to the blue line, coming down. That shot, rebound for Ellis. And the puck swept over left side. And Ellis pounds one there that was deflected up high. I believe that was Ray Whitney who got the blade of the stick on it. Here's Spaulding. Spaulding got the first goal in New York on Tuesday. Dillon over wide for Goligoski. Sent back in by Seth Jones. Brandon Dillon. It's tipped into the Nashville zone by Peverley. Peverley left Nashville, went to Atlanta, then to Boston, won a Stanley Cup. And now with the Dallas Stars, part of that deal with Tyler Seguin. Gonchar coming down the right side with it now. Eakin turns and fired it wide. Gonchar, a 1992 draftee. He doesn't have many contemporaries left in the league. Well, looks at Ray Whitney, and
he's chasing Whitney. Yeah, Whitney's 41 years old. He's 39 years old. Man.
But hey, keep yourself in shape nowadays.
That's it.
And avoid huge injuries. Cole and Fisher comes back for Klein, tees off. Lettinen wasn't too sure there. Lettinen kind of thought he might have let that one in. Now some pushing and shoving, and Aaron Rome comes over after he got tied up for just a moment. And Aaron Rome asked Rich Clune if he'd like to have this dance. So they break that up. Here's the shot again that got the whole sequence started.
And of course you have to know, Pete, the minute you take a swipe at the goalie when he's trying to freeze the puck, you're going to invite an invite for a dance.
And since Rome got shoved back into his goalie,
they were doubly unhappy over there.
Yeah.
And Mr. Clune in the middle of it. The only one missing was Hornqvist.
And he probably was on the bench wishing he could have been involved. .822 played here in the second period. All the scoring so far came in a span of time at the end of the first period in about 1:23 seconds. From down the left wing, Garbutt, and trying to reach in front for it, Jeffrey. Karams out to center. Heading to the net now. As they had Ellis tied up, in that shot off the end board, or was it the pipe? I didn't hear the clink. And up the left wing side. Stars managed to keep it in. Jeffrey to Dillon. Dillon shot, tipped in front, but over the crossbar. Off Garbutt. And now the Predators come out with it. And down, holding his glove to his face, got a delayed penalty, Seth Jones. So Jones able to get off the net. And now, here's Kosted, and he scores with a delayed penalty. Paul Gostad comes back and gives the Predators a 3-1 lead at 9:14 of the second period.
And Paul Gostad beat on that one, looking like Jean Beliveau gets that puck. By the way, Hall of Famer, another era. But a nice, good forecheck on that one. Coming late, the perfect pass. And Gostad just fakes the shot, holds on. Out comes Lettinen. His defenseman takes him out of the play, and Gostad just buries it in the open net. So Paul Gostad on the perfect pass out from the corner, coming late in the slot, makes a great fake pump, step around, put it in the open net.
Now, officially, it is not a power play goal coming on the delayed penalty, but the Predators did have the extra attacker out. So one of your keys, Terry, as we can revisit, you said it was time for the Preds power play to get something going. So a 5-on-3 power play, a 5-on-4 power play goal, and then one on a delayed penalty. So Gostad from Wilson and Bourque. Seguin couldn't clear it. Bounces off the boards, deflected away. Stahlberg couldn't get it in there cleanly as they continue to whack away at it. Popped up in the air outside the line. Nudged ahead by Nichushkin. Taken away from him. And now Nystrom puts it off the boards. Knocked down at center by Oleksiak. 3-1 Predators. Gostad from Wilson and Bourque, the goal here in the second period. Hutton for Weber. Horkoff almost stole in the corner with Beverly ready to pounce out in front of the net. Horkoff pinned up against the wall by Weber. Puck kicked along the boards, and now Rome with the try, tipped in on Hutton, and Hutton is able to stop it, and now the Predators protecting their goaltender. So with 9:15 to go in the second period, Predators a 3-1 lead on this one by Paul Gostad.
Down on the Preds bench with Coach Lane Lambert. Coach, we talked a lot about the impact of the power play here tonight, but the Preds penalty kill has been on the ice twice and been successful. Seen lots of blocks from Weber, Nystrom, Fisher in one instance. Got to be pleased with the way that group has gone so far.
Yeah, no, they got some looks in the first period. Thought we did a real good job, like you say, of blocking shots on that second one they had. Obviously huge not to let them back in the game at that point, considering we scored 2 power play goals right at the end of the first period, which was really huge for us. So now we've made it 3, and we just got to keep going here.
Thanks for this, Coach.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, there you have it. The other side of special teams, the penalty kill, fellas. Preds have held the opposition, Dallas, tonight to just 2 shots when their man advantage has been on the ice. Pete, Terry, back up to you.
All right, Stu. And the Predators trying to reestablish possession low in the Dallas end. Here's Colin Wilson throwing the body around down low. Cullen doesn't have quite as much body to throw. And then the puck comes zipping back between the Predators' D-men right on to Carter Hutton. Deschamps, the first man in, and a blind pass thrown off the wall by Hutton, and he was saved there by Legwand. Now Hornqvist coming back. Jamie Benn takes the puck away from him. Nichushkin across now for Seguin. Seguin, quick shot, rocketed up over the crossbar. On the right wing side, Spaulding. Jamie Benn couldn't quite get there. Josi has the puck for Nashville. Turns it back behind the net. Legwand tipped up by Spaulding. Held in the zone. Weber breaks up the pass. And now another try stop low in that circle. Josi to the line. Tipped in wide by Hornqvist. Goligoski has it for Dallas. Long pass to Nichushkin.
Don't like those long 40, 50-foot passes, Pete, on the breakout out of your own zone. Nothing but ill comes of it. Get back in.
There's no methodology there. There's more of a prayer.
Exactly. Get back in. Come out as a unit. 8, 10-foot passes.
Now here's Nichushkin with Whitney. He turns, tried to get it to Horkoff, and it was tipped, and then nudged out by Nystrom. Stahlberg almost stole it away.
Right now, Pete, Dallas is really taking it to him, and it's mainly by sloppy play by Nashville.
Yeah.
Not so much that Dallas is creating. Nashville is just not moving the puck as quick as they used to. They're delaying on their movements, delaying on their decisions, and Dallas is jumping all over them on them.
You cannot be tentative against a team like this.
We said speed, and that means puck movement. Heads up. Being alert.
Looking cross ice. Beverly got in position to take the pass. Broken up by Gaustad. 13:20 has been played in the second period. Predators have the only goal. And now forcing the issue. Jumping behind the net was Eakin. Cody Eakin forced the play. Rome got hit behind the net. Got it around Gaustad. Cole couldn't make the play up ice. Clune goes over after it. And now Cody Eakin turns inside. Forced back to the outside. He's checked by Bartley. Tried to sweep it back to the point man. That was initiated by Dallas, so no icing here. Lettinen for Gonchar. Gonchar the long pass to center. He found Jeffrey. Now it's Josi and a man down. Jeffrey by the Stars bench. And following the play, I did not see what happened.
I didn't either, Pete. I was watching the puck go deep. And obviously the Dallas Stars.
Now they're pulling back on Hornqvist. We'll try to see what happened here as Jeffrey is helped to the bench. Predators a 3-1 lead. And Jeffrey taken hard into the wall there. 5:49 to play in the second.
Time for Coors Light Freeze Cam with that gentleman, Mr. Paul Gaustad on that one. On his goal, gets a perfect pass from Wilson. Watch, pump, fake, freeze everybody. Out comes the goalie, out comes the defenseman, out comes the open net, and Paul Gaustad walks on in and says thank you. There you have your Coors Freeze Cam of the night, thanks to Mr. Gaustad. A nice heads-up play.
Shea Weber in the box, called for boarding against Dustin Jeffrey. And the Stars get their third opportunity on the power play. Nothing of their previous two, with a total of 2 shots on net. Gaustad and Hendricks. Stars control the draw, though. Off the left side. Jason, big guy in front, and Gaustad able to clear it. Alagaski picks up, sliding down. Having lost a little bit of control there was Nystrom. Here's Jason. Pass was blocked by Josi. Whitney comes over trying to help. Kicked there by Klein and fired down ice as the Predators clear the zone again. Lettinen scrambles around a little bit outside of his net, doesn't he? A little Evel Knievelish there. Here now is Ray Whitney. Pass broken up by Fisher. Good anticipation. Jamie Benn. Goligoski spun it back around. Here's Jamie Benn along the goal line extended. Single man back at the point. Goligoski gives it left circle. Tipped right on and stopped by Hutton. Whitney was right on the slot. Goligoski for Jamie Benn. There's a shot wide of the net. Spinning is Seguin. And that one deflected low to the short side. Jamie Benn. They're right up on him. He couldn't shoot it. Turn for Whitney to Benn. His shot deflects and flooded over to the corner. Jamie Benn. The pass across. Seguin shot. That goes off Carter Hutton. So the Stars getting many more opportunities than they had on their previous 2 power plays. 5 seconds remain as Chason was trying to jam it home. Goligoski a try off the blocker side of Hutton. Penalty is over. Weber skates back in the D zone. 3 shots on the net for the Stars. Off the bench, the shot taken and tipped out of play, or rather high off the glass. Shea Weber gets the puck to Matt Hendricks. So the Stars, nothing of 3 on the power play. The Predators, 2 of 2, and that's the difference in this game.
Well, right now, Pete, we said power play was going to be one of the keys tonight.
Cole tips it to the middle for Eakin. Beverly heads to the net, now off to the corner. Beverly out to the blue line, and Eakin fluffed on the shot. Look kind of like me on the tee.
An honest man you are, Pete Weber.
That's why I gave it up. Here's Cullen. Back out. Seth Jones a try. Broken up in the circle. And out on Seth Jones. Jones dumps it back in. Predators it tagged up. 2:47 remaining in the second. Aaron Rome wafting one. Peverly got it right in the crook of the stick. His shot stopped. Hutton had left a rebound, and it goes pinball style to the corner. Legwand trying to get to it. Shot broken up in front by Bartley. Stars hold on to it. It's backhanded wide by Garbutt.
There again, Pete, we're talking about speed, movement of the puck, and that's where Dallas right now is starting to catch Nashville. Is they're pickpocketing on the takeaway. Yes. The hesitation by the Predators are causing them problems.
Weber a blast, big rebound. Comes right back out to Weber as it turns out. Deflected off the side of the Dallas goal. Picked up there. Alexiak sends it off the boards, and now Garbutt drops his glove, injured his left hand evidently, as he goes off in some pain to the Dallas bench. Puck right in front of Hornquist, and deflected to the corner. Legwand tried a back pass, but that was blocked out to center ice. Klein dumps it back in. Predators tagged up. Down the side, Nystrom. Taken away by Nikushkin. Left side with it. Fired in behind the Nashville goal. Carter Hutton stops it. Jamie Benn was almost in position to steal it right away from him. 80 seconds remain in the second period. Chipped in. Nikushkin going after it with Bartley. Nikushkin comes back over the trapezoid, got the puck. He has Jamie Benn, but goes out to the point. Jordy Benn then gives it over, and it's tipped out across the line. 60 seconds remaining in the second. Eric Nystrom with the puck. Couldn't clear it out. Sagan kept it in. Jamie Benn couldn't quite get there. Here's Eric Nystrom. Left side he has Fisher. Fisher trying to build a wall around Jordy Benn. Cutting to the net and stopped there by Lettinen. Fisher now for Josi. His shot, and Lettinen holds it up against his chest. 37.5 seconds remaining here in period number 2.
And some close-in work now by Nashville. Fisher coming in, cutting off the left side. Just can't keep control of the puck. Nice effort, but he spots Josi coming in, throws it out to Josi, and Lettinen picked up on it very quickly, got square to the puck. But Mike Fisher making a nice charge off that left side. Lettinen staying with him, and then Lettinen also picking up on Josi coming down the backside.
Off the face-off. Here's Hendricks' shot, and that one sort of stunned Lettinen. Came up and I believe caught him on the bottom of the mask. Tempers frayed there more than a little bit. So just under 32 seconds remaining in the period. Jason and Hendricks. Back for Weber. Wrists it right on net. And Lettinen somehow through all that traffic. I have no idea how.
Lettinen's probably thinking, what's going on here this last minute? I got nothing but gold jerseys all around me. First I have the wagon line. I got Clune out here in front of me with Hendricks. Now Gostad. And Clune gets a little shot from the goalie Lettinen with his stick saying, just to let him know that, hey, you don't get a free route through my crease or around my crease.
What's that thing you coaches say? Let them know you're there?
Let them know you're there. Let them know it's not easy to come through the blue paint.
Beverly pulls that face off. in the D zone away from Gostad. Sent in from back of the line, and now this will be icing against Nashville. So in our second intermission, we'll have Jay and Dan from Fox Sports 1 on thin ice, Crispy with his breakdown, and Stu Grimson with assistant coach Phil Housley. So we'll take a look at the Predators bench. They have a 2-goal edge with just over 18 seconds remaining in the second. Yossi off his skates for Shea Weber. Hendricks tried to take it out. Well, instead, it's taken up by Eakin. Up the middle with it. Go ahead and play it.
Let's run the clock down.
Yeah.
Get this out of here.
So at the end of 2, Predators at 3-1 lead. Dallas with 9 shots on goal here for a total of 22. And the Predators with 21 shots on the Dallas net. Predators with the only goal of the period. They lead 3-1 at the end of 40. Second intermission coming up in just a few moments.
This Nashville Predators broadcast is brought to you by Bridgestone. Your journey, our passion. By Monroe Carroll Jr. Children's Hospital at Vanderbilt. By Fifth Third Bank, official bank of the Nashville Predators and Bridgestone Arena. Member FDIC. And by your Middle Tennessee Toyota dealers.
Predators in front of Dallas 3-1 as we head to the third. Terry, you had something you wanted to show me.
I got Charter high-speed shot of the night, courtesy of Patrick Hornquist in the slot on the power play. The perfect beat from David Legwand on his stick. No hesitation. Charter high-speed shot. Thank you, Patrick Hornquist, for that power play goal, tying it up at 1-1 earlier in the game.
And now here we are, starting play in the third period. Stars try to come out from behind their net. Eric Cole. He carries. Little hesitation move there on Klein. Turns back around, has Chason in front. Gostad got in the way just for a moment. Eakin back now for Cole. This is a big line that's out there right now, Terry. And you can see what the Stars have tried to do in the second period, why they would start the third with it.
Matching the boys against the boys.
Yep.
I tell you, speaking of size, that number 5, Pete, is Jamie Oleksiak.
He's only 6'7".
6'7", 242 pounds. That's big, man. It's a lot of beef to try and move around out there.
Wait till you see Tampa next Thursday.
A big team, eh?
Yes.
Whoa.
I think they all just came straight for the NFL Combine. With the exception of Marty St. Louis.
Yeah.
Here's Nikushkin. A fine broth of a lad himself from Moscow.
He's only 6'4", 205.
Yeah.
Little guy.
He's only 18, too, so.
Yeah. Room to grow.
Now Nystrom moving inside. Stripped away by Goligoski, sliding over to his left. Nystrom ends up flipping it low. Sergei Gonchar. Goligoski. Jamie Benn, nice move there, causing David Legwand to lose his stick. Horkoff put it in front for Jamie Benn, couldn't tap it home.
Jamie Benn doing a one-man show out there in that rush. Wow. Come down, combined with Horkoff. Got it back, couldn't finish off, but he took it coast to coast all by himself.
But blocked there by Hornqvist. He'll go back to the Predators bench for the change. Here's Rich Peverly. Turned back around by Spaulding. Peverly gets it back. Dillon for Peverly, played it off his skate. Then passed quickly to Wilson by Cullen. Here's Bork coming on. Fan trying to get a shot away.
That's what we talked about, Pete. Speed. Bork that time hesitating. perfect play, then he didn't decide whether he was going to shoot, pass, or wind his watch. And that's why he can't tell time.
As Cole took a little tip in the slot area and a struggle around Carter Hutton. Jason taking exception. But the Predators hold them out. 2:45 gone in the third.
Hey, Bridgestone and the Nashville Predators would like to send you and a guest to the 2014 Bridgestone NHL Winter Classic on January the 1st, featuring Detroit Red Wings and Toronto Maple Leafs from the Big House in Michigan. Grand prize winner will receive a trip for two from Nashville to Detroit, including flights, hotel accommodations, merchandise, tickets to the game, plus tickets to the Zach Brown Band New Year's show. So be part of the record-setting crowd and enter at NashvillePredators.com/Winter Classic.
What a way to usher in 2014.
Isn't it? Now that's a deal you can't beat with a hockey stick.
No, nor would you want to.
Exactly. So you wouldn't mind winning it.
Right.
You want to beat it.
But I wouldn't want to beat it. Just holding onto the puck is Eakin, waiting for a man to cut in and not able to get the shot away.
That's a case of Pete, of letting a guy think he has you.
Yeah.
But he doesn't. Gostad had Eakin pinned on the boards, but Eakin was well capable of making that pass across through the slot area.
Here's Lettinen, and up it comes now again for Eakin. Across the line, backhanded out by Fisher. Aaron Rome now. All the way around to the Predators' defensive left. Held in at the point there, and deflects off the stick of Carter Hutton. Passed off for Seguin, and a glove save by Hutton. That time, Seguin got a rocket off and got it on net. And Hutton was able to make the glove stop.
So to the rescue, Pete. Carter Hutton again. Square to the puck, using the glove tonight. Sort of like, remember we used to say Pecorini when he's using the glove and using it well early in the game, he was on his game. Tonight, Carter Hutton doing the same thing.
Seguin against Fisher to the right of Hutton.
We just had a nice conversation in that intermission, you and Pecorini. I saw standing over in the corner chatting away, Pete. Were you giving him a time frame when to be back?
No, we were talking more about the Sedins for some reason. Backhand pass through the front of the net area.
He's seen a bit of them too, hasn't he, in his career?
Oh, very up close. Yeah. Yeah, talking about traffic in front of the net and the type that they create. Nichushkin trying to get around Victor Bartley. And that pass out across the line. Stahlberg chasing down Gonchar, who got it. Tipped over on the left wing side. Left once again for Seguin, and then his pass broken up by Legwand. Chipped ahead by Patrick Hornqvist, and Goligoski goes back to get it. From the left wing, Goligoski got it around Hornqvist. Here's Jamie Benn. To the net went Peverley, but the play was broken up by Roman Josi.
Tell you, Pete, I don't like the idea of laying back against the Dallas Stars right now. We were forechecking hard the first two periods, and now it's almost like we're...
Tipped right on, almost over, and Lettinen goes over to tumble on top of that.
So having said that, Pete, they turn around and start going to the net. But they're giving Dallas too much respect, too much room. And then Hornqvist walks in, intercepts one. Spaulding going to the net, trying to whack it out of midair. And then, of course, Hornqvist doing what he does best, goes to the net, taps the goalie, irritates everybody. That's what makes him popular with the other team.
Really popular, yes.
Yes.
4:57 gone in the period. We are in the third at Bridgestone Arena. The Stars, to this juncture, out shooting the Predators 24-22. And the Predators lead the game 3-1. Face-off in Nashville's attacking zone. And the draw pulled back. Lofted out for Cole. Wilson coming back in. Dropped it. As Cohen couldn't quite reach it. Eakin's pass tipped by Colin Wilson. Broken up on the sideboard. Here comes Eakin. Jason had that stick ready for a one-timer, but couldn't get the pass over there. Jason chopping at the puck versus Ryan Ellis. To the blue line it went. Alexiak was keeping in. Jason and almost tipped in by Seth Jones.
And again, Pete, too much time in your zone. Too many bad decisions in your zone end up going to your goaltender, and Hutton wisely freezes that puck because his defensemen were having a hard time out there. Ellis and Jones trying to figure out where the puck was going, where the man was. So a smart move by Carter Hutton on that one. Get a change up. Ellis and Jones talking to each other, saying, okay, let's get this back on track here. Let's get in sync together out here.
Gostad in on the face-off against Jeffrey. And Jeffrey wins it back for Rome. Ellis comes over just ahead of Garbett. Gostad working there to get it out of the zone with Rich Kroon. Ellis tips Gostad up to the boards around Kroon. Rome and Whitney hustling back for Dallas. Oh, and I got to tell you, that was Rome put down big time on the M board there. There was an example of coming in to take the body and hope one of your teammates can get the puck. Seth Jones for Ellis, stopped by Garbett. Backhander wide of Jeffrey. Goligoski with a blast and gloved down by Carter Hutton. 6:24 has been played here in the third period, and a resounding hit against the M board. Clune on Aaron Rome. Can he get back up in a day?
For Timberland, hard hits highlights of the night for your pro hard hits out there. Of course, when these two teams hook up, there's not a lot of love lost, but there's a lot of it. And there you have Hendricks cutting off Rome retreat. Tried to make a switch, come back. Hendricks has not a chance out there. So you have Timberland hard hit highlights of the night.
Defensive zone face-off. Gostad against Seguin. The Stars are doing okay in the face-off department after the first period, as that one is tipped just wide. Nikushkin works against Gostad. Roussel is there too for Dallas. Both good-sized men. Line around Roussel.
So far, Peter, in this period, I have to give the territorial edge to Dallas.
Yes, you do. Yeah.
I don't want to, but I have to. Or else I fit.
Well, the Predators have what? Just one shot on net in the period?
Yes.
Goligoski finds Jamie Benn, left wing at center. Puck was tipped away, picked up Seguin, his shot blocked. Nikushkin can't reach the puck. Weber puts it up the board, nudged out, picked up down the right wing side. Here's Nystrom, and right on there for Victor Stahlberg. And Stahlberg with a great opportunity, hit a little bit of iron. Left behind the net by Kari Lettinen. Donchar's pass, stopped by Hornqvist. Legwand for Spaulding. Tipped up in the air, Spaulding comes back. Here's Hornqvist with a blast that took off and is deflected out of play. Take a look again with Nystrom and Stahlberg combining to attack the Dallas net.
And on the move, Nystrom spotting Stahlberg heading for it. Stahlberg just redirects that puck, doesn't stop it. And I'm thinking, Pete, it might have gone off the post.
I think it did.
The far side.
Yep.
Yes, it did.
So each side with a pretty solidly post hit in this game. Stars in the first period, Predators here in the third. Predators up 2. Face off the attacking zone. I don't think Eakin could have gotten any lower on that face-off. Unless he was an aardvark or something. Here's Cole, and that shot goes into the glove of Carter Hutton. So the Stars won the draw, worked it up ice. Carter Hutton forced to make the stop. Matt Cullen on now against Eakin. Switching over for Gostad. Predators did not get possession. Turning there is Chase on Eakin. Gostad all over him. All over him.
What's that one you say about a prom
night? Yeah.
I knew that was coming.
Tipped into the zone.
Boy, partner.
Oh, partner's down there. Okay. Puck is picked up the right wing side. Colin Wilson deflects it low in the zone, and icing here against the Predators. Hey, basketball fans, get ready for some awesome women's hoops action. Saturday at 1 o'clock, the women of Troy travel to Knoxville to take on the third-ranked Tennessee Lady Vols. It's college basketball at its finest. Starting this Saturday at 1 Eastern, noon Central Time, and it's on Sports South. Cullen wins the faceoff, comes up the boards, past Goligoski, taken by Legwand. Legwand cuts over to his left, leaves for Cullen. Back to Legwand, bounces off the heel of his stick. Cullen will let it go for Yossi, and that one tipped before it got to Lettman. Legwand, after taking the feed from Cullen, holds on to it. Cullen comes out. Puck is deflected, taking a whack at it, Legwand, and now a backhander by Cullen. Doesn't get through. Predators continue with possession, but then chop the puck away, and Jamie Benn comes out with it. Benn driving. His pass was blocked by Shea Weber. Yossi puts it up the left board. Hornqvist comes over to get it. Lifted out over Legwand. Goligoski off the stick of Beverly. Back to the Dallas blue line. Jordy Benn. And now Goligoski again. Left side, Beverly. Couldn't find that puck right away. In underneath the stick of Ray Whitney. Jordy Benn toward the net. Broken up by Shea Weber. Predators in the midst of a change. So you have Weber out with Klein. And spinning there was Beverly. The puck taken away by Fisher on the rebound. Flipped in by Hornqvist. We are past the midway point of the third period. Predators lead the Dallas Stars 3-1. Dallas has had the better of the play here in the second as Hutton makes the stop. 10-13 gone. Matt Cullen trying to put the Predators up by 3. Yes, he hit the turn post right there.
Welcome back into Bridgestone Arena. Preds lead 3-1. Part of the explanation for that 2-goal lead comes from a rather obscure stat. Blocked shots. Preds have more than doubled the opposition here tonight in that department. 16-7 they lead. Players like Weber, Fisher, Klein, all multiple block shots, and you like where those block shots come. Most often on the penalty kill, limiting high-grade opportunity for the opposition. Pete, Terry, you love that Carter Hutton seeing predominantly perimeter-type shots.
Do you ever? And yes, 3 shots each blocked were taken by Sagan and Jamie Benn. Struggle for the puck around the Nashville goal.
You love those stats in one side, Pete. You love it. 16 block shots to 7 center. But when you're blocking that many and they've already got 28 on board, little too much time in your zone adding those up. Do the math. The math doesn't add up to a very good period.
Right. Playing the puck there with a high stick, thus the whistle.
But you still have to admire the guys throwing themselves in front of the puck.
Yes, you do.
I used to love playing for Glenn Hall, the goaltender, Hall of Famer. His favorite expression was, get out of the way and let me see it. So my answer to him was, okay.
Because you really...
I'm not a hero.
You didn't need to audition for a role in the movie they were contemplating, The Flamingo Kid.
Not a chance, Petey. You want a ghoulie, it's yours.
Juggling here as Roussel will come in and take the faceoff. And the shot deflected away. Nikushkin put it out in front. Hutton made a stop. The puck still loose. Legwand tries to clear it. Nikushkin almost stole it away, and now the Predators break up ice. Pass toward Legwand. Chopped in low. Up the wall, comes back for Dillon. Dillon taking from Goligoski. Nikushkin. As it was overskated for a moment by Ståhlberg. Ståhlberg with the try. Juggled, but just momentarily by goaltender Kari Lehtinen.
So 8.5 almost remaining here, Pete. The goal-shirted boys have got to say, okay, we got a lead now. Let's take it down to their zone. Dallas is taking us here in the third period, coming at us. What you figured they would. You knew they're going to come at you. They got some young guys. They got good wheels. They got some guys that could put the puck in the net. You're down a couple goals. You're going to shoot the gap. You're going to come at it. Now Nashville have got to match that. Not desperation, but sense of let's turn it around.
There's a try by Jamie Benn that was blocked. And yet another. Whitney back of the net. Put into by Fisher. Whitney and Fisher keep digging away for it. Held now by Horcoff. Into the trapezoid. Ben comes out. Shot right on and held by Hutton.
Time for Bridgestone Performance Motor of the Game, brought to you by Paul Gostad, alias Jean Beliveau on this play. Perfect pass out, fake pump, step around, freeze the goaltender, freeze the defenseman, and you have a yawning open net, and Paul Gostad says, yeah, baby, this one's home. Thank you, Paul Gostad, for Bridgestone Performance Moment. Bridgestone finishes with your journey, our passion.
So here in the third, Predators have come back a bit with their shots. But Dallas now with 8 shots in the period. The Predators with 2. Aside from all those blocks, so there was a juicy rebound that Chiasson could not reach. The back of the net. On the sidewall, fed back to the point, and Bartley, that one broken up in front. Rome puts it over to the corner. Cody Eakin picks up and skates out with it. Tipped in from well outside the line. Hutton in the trapezoid. Up the wall, all the way for Spaulding, who was able to use his skate to stop it. He flips it in the Dallas zone. Under 7.5 to play. Predators lead by 2. Seguin breaking up ice. Lifts it in just wide. Seth Jones off the wall to center. Spaulding sort of trapped it there. Legwand guides it in deep. Legwand versus Dillon. Spaulding there trying to help. Goligoski reaches in too. So chopping away at the puck on the end board and on the kick plate. Here's Hornqvist with a try, and a glove save there by Kari Lehtinen. Here's what's coming up for the Predators as they begin a string of 5 of 6 on home ice here tonight. San Jose in on Saturday at 7 o'clock. Chicago on Tuesday at 7. You have an idea what they may have in mind for that one. Then the Father's trip into Tampa Bay on Thursday. Predators back home against Montreal on the Saturday before Christmas. Face off to the right of Kari Lehtinen. Pulled back by Peverley. Jordie Benn up the right board. Josi took a whack at it. Predators were able to clear. Ståhlberg had a chance on his backhand. Now Jamie Benn able to work it in with some speed. Could not quite split the defense. And the Predators come back up by Ståhlberg with Fisher. Fisher cuts in, and a pad save is made there by Lehtinen, reaching across with the left pad. Play stopped inside the Nashville line. Nystrom holding, shooting, and not controlling it. Lehtinen left it there for Jordie Benn. Chiasson. Pass goes behind Eric Cole. Bloom, the man in deep. Here's Goligoski. And now Dillon. Bartley and Dillon. They converge. Put up the board. Reading that, Goligoski comes down for Eakin, and that's deflected out by a good play and the unrelenting pressure there by Matt Hendricks. Eakin, 5.5 minutes to go in the third. Predators lead by 2. Victor Bartley for Nashville. Predators with a 5-on-3 power play to tie it, a 5-on-4 to take the lead, and then an additional goal on a delayed penalty call against Dallas. Off the skate of Legwand and up the boards. And not on the line was Hornqvist, as we have an offside. 5:04 remains in regulation. Predators, as Mike Fisher had a chance, taking a look via the Phantom Cam.
Just before the break, nice scoring chance. Stahlberg and Fisher combining on a 2-on-1. On a quick turnaround, a quick up. Stahlberg takes off his speed down the right side. He's going to spot Fisher over to the left. Perfect pass. Fisher cuts across. Lettinen, a nice pad save. So give Lettinen full mark for staying right with Fisher on that nice 2-on-1. Stahlberg to Fisher. Pad save Lettinen. That goes in. It could have been the icing on the cake.
We certainly like cake at this time of year.
We like cake.
Puck just comes out across the line. Nichushkin for Seguin. Quick shot wide of the net. He doesn't waste too much time getting that away, does he?
He doesn't. Seguin and Benn, Jamie Benn. Wow.
Loose puck to the side of the Nashville goal. Jordy Benn. Boy, he ripped that right off Seguin. Hornqvist trying to steal it away. Seguin got it. Seguin circles a bit as the Stars try to effect a change. Seguin again moving on Josi, and the rebound of the shot is controlled by Carter Hutton.
So 91, Tyler Seguin, Pete, you mentioned coming over from Boston in that trade. 15 goals and trying for 16 out here in the last little bit in this third period. He's been about 3 or 4 times come in dipsy doodling.
Yeah.
What do you say, jukey?
Yes.
Use that phrase, jukey. He's getting a couple good shots off. Carter Hutton.
So Hutton's made 30 stops now tonight, 30 and 31. Puck is sent back for Goligoski. Didn't have a shot. Dillon's is broken up. Goligoski tripped up going after the puck, and it's sliding back inside the Dallas line. 4 minutes remaining now in the third. Jamie Benn across for Peverley. His backhander over Shea Weber, who had gotten himself down on the ice. And that one wide. Goligoski a try, blocked in front. Off the wall, it comes for Nystrom. Chips it over Goligoski. Stahlberg trying to break in after it. Now the Predators will go back on the line change. Eric Cole deflecting into the Nashville zone. He's back from Cullen toward Bartley. Bartley got hit, and the puck is backhanded out by Colin Wilson. No icing. Gonchar back to retrieve with Matt Cullen right there. Cole almost lost it. Colin Wilson knocked down, tried to make a pass out to the winger. Bartley inside the Nashville blue line. Shots are 32-27 Dallas. But the Predators lead the game 3-1. The shots were even when they took the 3-1 lead at 17 aside. Just to give you an idea. Legwand comes out on the right wing. Spalling, quick shot around some traffic, and coming across, Kari Lettinen.
So it's a 3-1 game. Thanks to this gentleman right here, Carter Hutton, especially here in the third period, Pete, where the Dallas Stars come out with a vengeance, trying to get back in this game, down 3-1. They have been storming the Bastille, and Carter Hutton has been to the rescue, well, let's just say numerous point-blank times when the Dallas Stars were trying to dig their way back into this hockey game. So 2.5 remaining, a 3-1 score. But don't rest on your laurels, son.
Faceoff's big here. Predators win that. Their 32nd win out of 57 draws. And there's a shot off the chest and then held by Lettman. 2:21 remains. So the next faceoff also in the Dallas zone, this time to Lettman's right side. Goligoski carries out. And offside, Dallas on the right wing, Valeri Nichushkin.
And Pete, we're talking with some of the Dallas brass here in the press. They said Chicago went in there the other night, I guess, and put on a clinic.
Yeah.
Said they made a mistake of beating them the game before, I think.
Yes. Don't make them mad.
Yeah, it said they just sort of ticked them off because when they come into Dallas, he said they put on a clinic the other night. He said the men against boys.
That was on Tuesday. Icing here as Hornqvist takes a gratuitous hit. And they put another clinic on last night. They were down 1-0 after one at home against Philadelphia and ended up winning 7-2.
And looking at their lineup and what they're capable of being, doesn't surprise you.
No, 51 points already this year.
Yep. Coach Joel Quenneville has them out and running again.
Stars taking a timeout at 17:57 of the third period. So, Terry, there are no two-goal plays to diagram here. But you get one, and you get it quickly in what remains. You got a chance to pull your goaltender and make things...
And anything can happen, man. Yeah. You're right. So head coach Lindy Ruff doing a little bit of directing from behind the bench.
Kurt Fraser,
associate coach, has got the drawing board in his hand.
James Patrick, also an assistant coach there. Former NHL defenseman. So for the 20 block shots tonight for Nashville, Mike Fisher has 5. Roman Josi has 4. Carter Hutton stopping 31 of 32 here. Beverly for the face off the attack zone and the Dallas net empty. And that one deflecting out of play. So Terry, the Predators, 3 goals in the goals for column tonight. And how about what that has meant for them this year?
Well, the best record when scoring 3+ goals. Vancouver, 97%. Nashville second in that one, 12-0-1. 96.2%. Minnesota and Dallas fourth, right in behind them at 91.7%.
Off the face-off, Goligoski dealt it off. Jamie Benn may have been going over the net, but Carter Hutton taking no chances.
I tell you got the break when Goligoski passed that thing off.
Yeah.
He was in the slot area, the perfect shooting position. And for whatever reason, he decided to throw it. He's right there and then throws it off and just not quite good enough for a one-timer. And then sliding quickly across, Predator player to tip that puck up.
Now, in the old days, that shot would have been taken. But everybody gets in the lanes now, and that's what happened with Goligoski. That's what he saw. Extra attacker on for Dallas. Down by 2. Puck goes bouncing back through center. Seguin back to pick up. 90 seconds remain. Seguin throws one wide to the short side. Jamie Benn couldn't play it. And the puck out to the line, held in Beverly, deflected wide. Chiasson from the half board. Looking for the play now, Jamie Benn. He has Cole right in front. Chiasson off to the side. Here's Goligoski. His try, deflected off a body in front. 1 minute remaining as the puck is broken up in front and sent sliding down ice by Shea Weber, and that will be the icing against Nashville. Looking for the Predators to take the timeout here. And that they do. So each team has taken a timeout in the last 2 minutes, 3 seconds. Predators trailed in this game 1-0. Predators here Saturday night. Joe Thornton and the San Jose Sharks will be swimming into Smashville. They're playing home tonight against Minnesota. Catch all the action beginning at 7 o'clock Central right here on Fox Sports Tennessee. Yeah, the Sharks run a pretty good lengthy swing out to the east. They went home for 2, and they'll be flying in to take on the Predators here on Saturday night. And those aforementioned Chicago Blackhawks will be next for the Predators on Tuesday. Go to NashvillePredators.com for ticket information. Ostad leans in on it. Goligoski shot deflected away. Goligoski at the point. Nystrom stops and tries to chip it out. Spaulding pressures his man. Seguin drills it in. It got around Hutton. Kick now to Chiasson. Hutton stops that. Rebound to the sidewall. Goligoski. Seguin, and that one is blocked to the side as well. As Nystrom knocked down at center, and there's going to be a whistle here. And the Predators will have a power play with 22.8 remaining in the regulation time.
Dallas, number 14, 2 minutes for slashing.
This is why power play effectiveness should be mentioned or regarded in time only. So Jamie Benn is in the box for tripping Eric Nystrom. Predators 2 of 2 with the man advantage. So obviously Lettman goes back in the net. Dillon looking to fling it down ice. He does. They have that advantage. But they want to try and score some goals. 6 seconds remain. Fans are standing under 4. Circling with the puck back to Shea Weber. And the Predators end up with a big win here tonight over the Dallas Stars. 3-1 the final. Predators getting 9 shots on goal in the period. They finish with 30, and the Dallas Stars with 34. But the Predators win the game. Either side can score in the third period. 3-1 is the final score. So it's in the books now. The Predators 15, 14, and 3. The Stars 14, 11, and 5. Stay tuned because Predators Live is up next.